Hello, hello, and welcome to Yap Central. If you're new here, my name is Aya, and I'm the fig tree that's going to lead you to victory. So please join me in taking a bite out of this generation's forbidden fruit knowledge. So, the year's just started. Well, the new year's just started, but we're still in January, so I don't want you guys feeling like you have to be rushing to even start on some of your goals. I just need some of you to just plan. For a lot of you, you guys might have been planning last year and got, the ball rolling. So for you guys, I just want you to pace yourself this year. There's just a lot going on. The weather's been crazy, so just slow down. Especially if your job requires you to be on the road, please just be careful out there. The weather is a lot more unpredictable than usual, but it is because there's some things we really need to focus on when it comes to the planet. So I'm hoping that this is a space where I can get you guys to understand why it's really important. But before that, as I mentioned, this is the time to start writing down your goals and seeing how you can accomplish them. Because at the end of the day, it's not necessarily about reaching the goal, it's about making sure you enjoy the journey. So make sure you're enjoying following your dreams. Otherwise, it's going to get harder for you to actually do it. But all that said, I did realize that, let's be honest, some people don't read because it's a little bit hard. And I'm someone who requires accessibility for my education. So I want to offer a little bit of accessibility on my page as well. So for some of the things I'll be posting on my Patreon, I will also make a video version of it so that if this is something that you do struggle with, you don't feel shy. I'll have it specifically under a playlist that specifically says Patreon details. So you guys can always check that out at any time. But again, education is free, but I also want to ensure that it's accessible. So for those who don't necessarily struggle with reading but are just choosing not to, when I say I want you to go to the library, I'm not saying that because I want you to feel, dumb. No, I'm saying that because you can read. Why are you choosing not to? I know you guys love to watch shows, watch anime, but here's the thing. There's some things in shows and anime that aren't able to be properly portrayed within the actual show. So that's why going to the source material is honestly probably going to benefit you, but also change your perspective a little bit. So again, if you don't have problems reading, just get a library card. But honestly, even if you do have a bit of problem reading, I would still recommend because practice makes perfect. Sometimes you have to see what kind of system works for you to be able to fast track your ability to kind of push through barriers, which is what I've been doing for the last 3 years. And that's why I'm able to kind of go at a pace that a lot of people are confused at. But I figured out what just works for me. And I just want you guys to figure out what works for you. That's the whole point of making sure that you know how to change your thought pattern and change your perspective on, when things get a little bit too fast paced and you start feeling scattered. So, that said, I am going to just start by saying this first portion has more to do with your job. This is about where you're earning your money, but more importantly, your relationship with money. And essentially, I titled the first one New Year's Resolution Blueprint, Part 1 dash your employer slash sponsor. Because yes, we do need to work to make sure that we take care of our family, take care of ourselves, and take care of the things that we need to. But when I mean change your perspective, I want you guys to also look at your job as if it's a sponsor. They're sponsoring your dreams. That way, you don't get too caught up on trying to just make the money to get to your dreams, but you're also making sure that your job is giving you enough satisfaction to continue pushing for your dreams. So if you can understand that, then I'll just get started. So, header. What is your foundation made of? Body. Oh, so you've written down what it is you want to accomplish this year. Wonderful. Now let's see how you're going to execute your plan. The first question I've got for you is, do you know when you want to meet your first milestone? If the answer is no, then we may need to go back to the drawing board. This time, though, I'm going to give you a rough guideline of how you can map out your year in a way that makes sense for you. For starters, a year has 12 months, and when we divide by 3, we get 4 quarters. I know, it's just remedial math, but in order for this to make sense, we need to start from the foundations of how we intend to plan. So now that we've got our 4 quarters, on a calendar, it would look like this: January to March, April to June, July to October, September to December. So I would start with just writing that down on a piece of paper, or if you have like one of those 12-month calendars, you can just kind of look at your calendar like that rather than look at it in full, because when you look at it in full, that's when you start getting overwhelmed. So that's why I want you guys to take things slowly, but go at a pace that works for you. And if you divide the year by 3 quarters, I promise a lot of the goals that you have will seem so much more manageable. Anyways, moving on. So once you've got that laid out, let's consider the pace we want to go, as I said. Before we decide that though, you need to get an idea of how your work life is going to look like in the first 3 months. Regardless of what your career is, there's going to be some sort of goal your employer is going to be encouraging you to go after. And if they're not, maybe that's a sign that your current employment may be keeping you stagnant. So take your time finding that out. Well, when I put this out, we were just about to finish the first week of January, but as I said, we're still in January. So we're about halfway into the week, I believe. Yeah, it's Wednesday. So you still have a few more days, and then the weekend's going to roll around. So use the weekend as a time to reflect on what it is that you're getting from your job. Yes, we know you're getting money, but are you getting anything else like satisfaction, pride, or just, I don't know, are you just feeling satisfied? That's what I want to know. Are you satisfied with your job? And if not, you need to ask yourself why you're staying, because in this life, it's short. You really never know when you're going to go, because it's not our decision. Even if we're trying to be as healthy as possible, or we think we're trying to be as healthy as possible, time is not something that we decide. I need you guys to understand that. Whether you believe in a God or not, time is not something that we decide. So now that I've at least given you the first step of your blueprint, I'm hoping that once I get to the second step, you guys have a little bit of an idea of what it is you want to do this year. But more than that, what is it you want to do for the rest of your life? That's what I want you to know, or want you to figure out. My bad. That's what I want you to figure out. What is it that you want to do for the rest of your life? Because if you're not sure, then it's just going to make the years feel like they're just passing you by. That's why I want you guys to slow down, because the years have been feeling like they're passing by. COVID was 5 years ago. For me, it feels like it was just yesterday or just last year. But that's what I'm saying. Time moves fast. You need to find a way to make it feel like it's slowing down for you. So I hope you guys are able to find that. Have a great rest of your day, and take care. Peace and love from Aya.
Oh, she's sweet but a psycho, a little bit psycho. At night she's screaming, I'm